Hello, doctor. Please have a seat. Please have a seat. My name is Becker. I was sent here to speak with you. Yes. Oh, guards. Thank you. We're good here. Yes. Please wait outside. Now, doctor, again, please have a seat. Well, I appreciate the fact that you sat down, but no, I'm afraid the handcuffs have to stay on. Yes. Well, you did say you wanted to talk. Here I am. No, doctor, well, look at me. I'm obviously not a bright-eyed, bushy-tailed reporter with idealistic views. No. Well, we'll get to that in a moment, doctor. We'll get to that soon enough. Yes. Now, I know you want to speak with the media and explain yourself, and certainly an explanation is going to be very much needed considering what you did. But first, you have to talk with me. Yes. Well, I'm sorry if you don't like that, doctor, but that's the way it is. First, you speak with me, and then we can take a look about having you speak to the media. Yes. Well, it's going to depend on your answers to my questions. You speak with me first, and then when this interview is over, we will see how to proceed. But you have my word that once this interview is over, I will give careful consideration as to having you speak with the media about what you did. Well, I'm sorry, doctor, but that's just the way it is. You have to speak with me first. Yes. No, I'm afraid not, doctor. That's not how this works. Oh, you would rather speak to someone in charge. Well, you're looking at him. Supervisor. Oh, doctor. No. I don't have a supervisor, a commanding officer. Doctor, you seem to be confused. You either talk to me or you talk to no one. And if you decide you don't want to talk to me, that means you literally don't get to talk to anyone, including the media. Yes. Supervisor, manager, commanding officer, captain. Doctor, no. You speak with me and only me. So, if you want me to give careful consideration to letting you speak with the news media, unfettered, unedited, unsupervised, once again, you speak with me. So let's get started. Obvious reason. Why did you do it? Mm-hmm. 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 No, please go on. I am definitely listening. Just trying to take all of this in. Mm-hmm. 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 I see. So you decided to basically, well, I know it's a strong word, but basically you poisoned the entire water supply. And you did it quite a while back. I guess by now it's spread throughout most of the country. I mean, the way you pulled it off was ingenious, but at the same time, oh, doctor, so horrific. Well, I think poison is the right word. I mean, after all, you made every single man on Earth, every single horny teenage boy on Earth, sterile. Mm-hmm. Oh, not every single one. Well, well, that's good. That's good for you, doctor. Oh, you don't think it is? Oh, you were trying to make every teenager and every man on Earth sterile. Oh, I see. So there was actually a flaw in your calculations, a genetic anomaly that you did not account for. Well, doctor, considering your background, I'm a little surprised. What happened with that? I see. You got a little overexcited. Your initial testing proved to be reliable, and you decided that was good enough. See, that was very foolish and amateurish of you, doctor. But needless to say, you accomplished most of your goal: forced sterilization. Now, what percentage of men are actually immune? Oh, come on, doctor. Did you really think I wasn't going to ask? It is an important question. All right, all right. Why don't you tell me in more detail exactly why? Mm-hmm. 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 Well, believe it or not, doctor, I can understand your reasoning. After all, in this day and age, it's not like it's the 20th century or the 19th or the 18th or even before then, when nothing could be done about it. And quite frankly, I do agree with you on a personal basis, but obviously I'm never going to admit it outside of this room. But yes, maybe allowing any two idiots of opposite gender to breed isn't exactly a wonderful idea. Yeah. I mean, after all, if they create a child, what are they going to do with it? Neglect it? Abuse it? If the child is lucky, they'll just neglect it. And then what? Another worthless excuse for a human being on this rock of a planet. Hmm? Someone who doesn't contribute anything worthwhile, just takes up space, literally eats up resources, doesn't do anything. Heck, might even become a violent, dangerous criminal when they grow up. And if they have any latent, hidden abilities or talents, of course it's going to be wasted if their parents are two worthless pieces of human garbage. Yes, doctor, I do understand why you did it. Yes, I do. Maybe any two individuals of opposite gender shouldn't be allowed to reproduce. Maybe well, you're not going to stop them from reproducing, but maybe they shouldn't be allowed to keep the child. Maybe that child should be given to loving couples who are financially stable, loving couples who were raised properly themselves and would know how to raise a child. Maybe two worthless idiots who couldn't figure out that they needed to use a condom and oops, got pregnant. Yeah, maybe they shouldn't be allowed to keep that baby. After all, if we're talking about what's in the best interest of the child, maybe being left with two idiots to raise it isn't such a good idea. Yes, doctor, I understand, but I mean, let's get back to the other question. What percentage of men are immune to your forced sterilization drug that you put in the water? Oh, doctor, oh, I wish you hadn't have said that. Now, are you certain? Are you 1,000% certain that the percentage is that tiny? You are. I see. That's going to be a problem, doctor. Well, I know you don't seem to think so, because you seem to think you've achieved a high enough success rate that it was still worth it, although you would have preferred 100% sterilization. Well, if you had gotten that, doctor, and with the water supply being poisoned the way it is, and the fact that it's going to stay that way, and the fact that human beings need water to survive, obviously, there's nothing we can do. I mean, it's wonderful that your drug has no effect on women. Oh, don't worry about that. Yeah, the power in this place isn't exactly reliable, just like your drug, doctor. Sorry, that was a cheap shot. I apologize. But as you can see, the emergency generators kicked in. So, if 100% of men are sterile, and young boys also sterile, teenagers, sorry, then it wouldn't matter that every single woman is still capable of reproducing. Yes. Well, of course there is artificial insemination, but yeah, you corrupted that technology as well, didn't you, doctor? Yes. Yes. 10 years previously. Now that was brilliant. 10 years ago, you made it impossible for people to have children unless they did it the old-fashioned way. Yeah, no more artificial insemination, no more artificial anything. Mm. No more cloning technology either. Yes. Yes, you corrupted everything 10 years ago. So now we're stuck. All of the women, yeah, their reproductive organs work fine. Almost 100% of men and teenage boys are sterile. Well, I'm sure a lot of those teenage boys will be happy about that. Yes. No more worrying about accidentally getting some stupid teenage girl pregnant, ruining both of their lives. Yes, yes. I think a lot of men will also be very happy with that. But, Doctor, my employers are not going to be happy. They were hoping that there was a cure. Now, according to what you mentioned to your cellmate, who, by the way, is a colleague of mine, there is no cure. Is that correct? Oh, Doctor, I really wish you hadn't said that. I really do. So there's no cure, and almost 100% of men and teenage boys are sterile. Almost. Oh, Doctor, if it had been something like 10, maybe 20, heck, maybe even 30%, my employers would have let that slide. But they're not happy. They're not going to be happy when I tell them the truth. What's that? Oh, I'm sorry, Doctor. Did you think I was a police detective? No. I am definitely not a police detective, although I have had quite a bit of experience with the police in this city. No. Military. Look at me, Doctor. Do I look like a soldier to you? Or a fat, ugly, close-minded commanding officer? Do I? No. No, I'm not a police detective. I'm not a soldier. I'm not any sort of military commander. Well, those were assumptions on your part, Doctor. All I told you was my last name. Well, I think that's a fair question, considering what's going to happen. You see, I work for the people who are actually in charge of this country. Yes, the big corporations, the ones who like having consumers, a steady supply of consumers, buying, consuming, and buying again. And because of you, they have no future source of revenue. Yeah. I mean, they count on new consumers being born each and every single day in the billions. And you took that away. You cut off their future sources of money, revenue. Oh, Doctor, how do you think they're going to react? They're not going to be very happy. And quite frankly, even though I personally agree with you that any two idiots shouldn't be allowed to reproduce and keep their creation because they were too damn stupid to put on a condom or use any sort of birth control, the thing is, I rely on people as well. That's right. You see, people are born, and sometimes they make mistakes. And, well, that's when someone like me comes along to deal with them, to remove them from this world. And the thing is, you just stole my entire career. I mean, it's a little bit difficult to end someone's life if they were never born. Well, yes, Doctor. Yes, that's a bit of a dirty word. I prefer the term assassin. And unfortunately, because of you, I'm going to be out of work in about a decade, maybe 20 years. I mean, seriously, you took away not only my employer's livelihood, you took away mine as well. Well, you seem to be rather calm. That's good. That's good. Because even though I personally agree with you, you basically took away my livelihood. What am I supposed to do? 10 years from now, 20 years from now? I mean, you assassinated everyone who was supposed to be born. I mean, I think that technically counts as genocide. Well, if it makes you feel better, Doctor, some of the people I've removed from this planet, they deserved it. And I can't think of anyone who would deserve it more than someone who committed genocide of the unborn. The truth is, Doctor, my employers were really hoping for good news. But if the news was bad, they told me to deal with it. And unfortunately for you, Doctor, I'm going to deal with it. Oh, please. Dignity, Doctor. The guards outside of this room, yeah, they work for the same people I do. Oh, Doctor, you really messed up.